most boring college football teams, programs. And, I was stunned by this one because they were asking the most boring and the most exciting teams and the most exciting conferences and all that stuff. If you were to think of, and you were to ask yourself, what's the most exciting conference in college football? Who would you say?
Well, we know the best. I mean, look, the SEC is labeled the best. I think the Big 12 is fun, with the reputation of all the scoring. So I would probably say the SEC.
Okay. I would think most would say that. Well, they came in second. The Big 12 came in third. So the most exciting conference to watch, according to college football fans, was the Big 10 at a 68% approval rating.
I thought the Big 10 had the reputation of the most boring football.
Does. It does have the reputation of the most boring. They got high grass and thick ankles. That's what they wear. That's what they're up there. They're lumbering. SEC was second at 63, Big 12 third at 58.
Who was this poll conducted amongst?
This is amongst college football and college sports fans.
Okay.
Through TickPick. It was a survey through TickPick. Not Yes, I know, Jared. It's a clever, right? It was a very clever website.
Brett Favre's website.
Yes, TickPick. So that's the most exciting. The most boring is the Pac-12. It has just a 26% excitement rating.
Okay.
Now,
is Ohio State boring?
They're not boring. Michigan State I find to be boring.
Okay.
I find Northwestern and Wisconsin to be boring. But I appreciate Wisconsin's boring.
I also think there's a regional stereotype that we put on teams.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Big 12 doesn't play defense. Big 10 doesn't play offense.
But the area of where they are, like Wisconsin and Iowa and Michigan, it's like it's not flash.
Right.
It's not USC, it's not Los Angeles, it's not Florida. Although Alabama, I guess you would throw into that mix as well, and Auburn. But I think if you're in the middle of the country, you get labeled as slower and boring.
I totally agree. Now, in terms of individual teams, the most entertaining listed is Alabama. Number 2 is Ohio State, then Georgia, and then 4 and 5. Never would have thought. Number 4 is Arkansas, and number 5 is Arizona State. In terms of least entertaining, number 4 on here was Baylor. Baylor has a history over the last 20 years of being quite exciting.
Yeah.
Now, maybe more recently, they've been a little bit more defense-oriented. They, Matt Rule, then Dave Aranda. But the last thing I would think of, because, it takes a while for your perceptions to change. Perception-wise, I do not see Baylor as a boring football team. I see Boston College as boring, and they happen to be on here. So that's the most boring.
But you have Arizona State as one of the more exciting ones?
Yes.
Okay, I see that perfectly because Arizona State, let's see, number 1, their jerseys are sick. And number 2, most of their games are played around 10:30 on a Saturday night. So you're already feeling good at that point, so that's why they're probably the most exciting.
Within the conferences, 73% of the ACC supports conference realignment, 68% of the Big 12, 65% of the Big 10, and just 47% of the SEC. Pac-12 is at 64. So the SEC does not want more conference realignment. And then we finally got to this one, and this one stunned the living daylights out of me. Which of the following rivalries is the most iconic? Name me the college football rivalry, Sean.
Which rivalry is the most iconic?
Yeah. Just start naming the college football rivalries that you'd think of.
Like all time or now?
Let's go.
Because growing up for me, it was Florida State, Miami. I know Alabama, Auburn is going to be put up there.
I'll throw in Michigan, Ohio State.
Ohio State.
I'll throw in Army, Navy.
Will
be thrown in there.
Yep. Now, Florida State, Miami is not on here. The number 1 most iconic rivalry, according to this survey, is Army-Navy. 17% people said that's the most iconic. Tied for second is Auburn, Alabama, and Michigan, Ohio State. Tied for third, Stanford, Cal,
Okay.
and Alabama, Tennessee. Then at 5%, Georgia, Florida, Florida State. Then Auburn, Georgia, oldest rivalry in the South, and Michigan, Michigan State at 4%, and then 10th, dead last of the they were given these names. They were given these rivalries. Is OU Texas at just 3%.
God.
Now,
But Cal and Stanford are what?
yeah, look.
Come on,
Cal and Stanford were tied for third
The
with
battle
Tennessee
of
and
the
Alabama.
TI calculators?
Exactly, I know, right?
Seriously?
The band is on the field.
No.
Oh, the band is on the field.
And how good is the Army-Navy football that's being played?
No, it's
Oh,
not
no,
good
no,
football.
it's
It's
not
not
good.
Yeah, so, I mean, no one likes to say anything about the actual game. I went once. It was an awesome environment.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic. I suggest it, but no one cares about Army-Navy football.
Look, I totally agree. I went as well. I was there. It was 2000. It was in Baltimore, the first year in Baltimore since the war. And it was tremendous. It was a great experience. But the football is god-awful.
Yeah.
It's just boring.